program. And Ms. Thompson, I think that Ms. Bennett is going to help me with the lights because I think we have to do it from the back end of gym or the auditorium. I know it's very dark. We have a band performance that's going to start us off here today, and it's hard to see the band performance with the lights on. Just give us just a minute. All right, so we're going to start with a playing of the national anthem. Memorial Day is coming this coming weekend, and this is one of our typical performances that we would do at an end of the year program. So we're going to start with that. If you will please rise for the playing of the national anthem, and then stay standing for the playing of Taps by 8th grade student Caitlin Smith. Hey, nice job. Okay, there. All right, I think we may need some batteries if we can get a custodian to get some new batteries for the mic. But I can talk loud if I need to. So first up, can we have all of our, I know that we just recognized our choir and clapped for them when they finished. So if you are in the 7th grade band, will you please go ahead and stand up? We would like to recognize you. Have a seat. I am always amazed every single year by the performances of our band and choir. This year, they were tasked with the impossible, which is to create something beautiful in the circumstances that we've had this year. They've had to wear masks while singing. If you think it's hard to wear a mask and sit, can you imagine wearing a mask while trying to sing or play an instrument? And their class sizes, if you think about the beginning of the year and the hybrid schedule, their class sizes were tiny. So you're trying to learn to sing, and there might only be 5 or 6 other kids in the room with you, and that's difficult. So I would like to do another appropriate round of applause for our band and choir for all that they did. Okay, also, this is not the way we typically do our award ceremony. Typically, 7th and 8th graders are all together, and we do it in the gymnasium, and we have things out on the floor, and we are able to have the band perform and the choir perform. And it's just a lot different than it is this year. So the things that the accommodations and the adjustments that we've made are so that we can actually have this honors day for you today. So I'd like to welcome you. Thank you for being patient with us today as we navigate some new things. I would like to say welcome to my first ever live stream honors day. So that's kind of new for me. I know that some parents are watching from home. So we're happy to have you join us from home. At this time, we're going to just kind of talk about, reflect a little bit on the year that we have had. What a year it has been. It's almost become our new normal. Am I right? Like school, going back to normal school is going to almost feel weird, you know? So you guys have been through a lot this year. You were yanked out of the end of your 6th grade year. Just yanked, right? Like it was just over. You didn't get to finish 6th grade, kind of say your goodbyes at CBIS, and then you were thrown into what is already a very weird time, which is middle school. Ask anyone who's an adult or older, they'll tell you middle school's weird. So you were thrown into this weird middle school time, having to do all of these weird things, right? It was a very difficult situation, and you guys have navigated it super well. I've been very impressed. I've kind of written some things down, so I'm going to kind of read from my script so that I don't forget anything. You've navigated e-learning and at-home learning, and what's the difference between e-learning and at-home learning? You've navigated hybrid learning and also in-person learning. That's a lot, just that. You've become Google Classroom pros. You know more about it than I do, that's for sure. You've learned to set alarms and check in for attendance every minute at home. I know a lot of you had to do that just to be able to check in for attendance when you were learning from home, which is weird. Many of you had to do this at home alone because your parents were working, right? A lot of us had to navigate being this like kind of adult, doing very adult things on your 7th grade year. That's a lot. You've made sure assignments were completed and submitted, sometimes in person, sometimes by email, sometimes you have to share your Google Drive, and sometimes you have to submit it to the classroom. And you have to figure out all of that as a new 7th grader. And you don't even realize how impressive that is. You have no idea because that's just been your normal this year. You've become masters at Google Slides, Google Docs, definitely Google Meets, right? You've presented group projects from home. And you've completed science labs when there are some kids at home and some kids at school. And you've even had teachers teach you when they were at home and you were at school. That's very bizarre. We've taken like the most bizarre time in your life and we made it even more bizarre. You had to live without lockers, no school dances, couldn't really attend sporting events. A lot of the normal middle school social events you've not had this year. Athletic competitions, tryouts, performances, those have all been very different. Band and choir competitions and performances have been very different. You pick up your pre-packed lunches from a family and consumer science classroom, and you've taken those lunches and you've gone and you've found your dot, right? And you've sat on your dot in a bleacher in a gym, some of you. That's weird, right? But you guys have done it with such grace and understanding. It's just been unreal for us adults to look at how you guys have navigated some of this. You've stayed 6 feet apart, and then 3 feet apart. You've had these weird escorted bathroom breaks during second period and seventh period, right? That's kind of weird. You've been escorted just about everywhere, and you worn a mask all the time. You've done it with such grace and flexibility and resilience that truly leaves me, we didn't think you could do it. We didn't think kids would be able to do all of this. And you've not only done it, you've tried. What you may not realize is that you may learn less school stuff this year. Maybe less math, maybe less science standards were covered. But you learned a lot of life lessons this year, just as we thrived through all of this. You've learned to stretch yourself. You've learned that you're capable of a lot more than you ever knew possible. You've learned to be very creative in how you problem solve, and how you accomplish tasks, and how you raise that grade, and how you meet friends. You've found beauty in very difficult circumstances. You've learned to look at things from a new perspective. Even if you didn't choose to, you've been forced to. You've learned to take time to breathe, to value things that aren't leaving. Family, time together, time with friends. Things that we lose for a short period of time really become more valuable when we get them back. And maybe even like real, actual school. Teachers and teachers teaching you at school. I think we've had a new appreciation for full classes and teachers teaching from school. You've grown academically. Many of you showed great growth on NWEA despite these circumstances. You've grown socially. You've grown emotionally. And today, that's what we celebrate. We're going to talk about some academic awards, and we're going to go through some athletic accomplishments. But all of that growth today is what we celebrate. We celebrate you, your teachers, your parents, your friends. We celebrate you guys today. And that's what today is all about. We're going to recognize today some pretty worthy accomplishments. But even if you walk out today without having your name read or being recognized, that doesn't make this year any less of a success. Being here on day 180, we had no idea back in August, no idea what this year was going to look like, but we're here on day 180, and you've made it a year closer to graduating from high school, which probably still seems pretty far off. You're a year smarter, a year stronger. You've made new friends, have some amazing teachers, new opportunities, and hopefully you will leave here just a little bit better than you came. We do have some awards that we're going to get through though. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to read through a section at a time. Typically, we hand out awards during awards day. We're not doing that today. Too much movement, too much kind of traffic. So instead, I'm going to read your name as part of a group. If your name is called, I ask that you stand and stay standing until everyone from that group has been called. We'll do a round of applause at the end of that group, and then you'll sit back down. Okay? You'll get your awards back in first period. So you'll have an actual award to take home, but we're just not distributing them in here. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our school content award. And Ms. Jones, I have, Our first content award is a language arts award, and we recognize two categories. The first category is outstanding achievement. Remember, save your applause until the end of this group. So if I call your name, please stand up. Outstanding achievement in language arts. Luke Holcroft, Levi Martin, Charlie Kramer, Sophia Thompson, Marnie Moore, Ava Ott, Carrie Mays, Addison Machino, Kinsley Polk, Desiree Dunn, Emily McCrary, Madison Luce, Skylar Fleener, Zoe T. Meyer, Annie Miller, Avery Whitman, Emily Price, Ella Hurley, Alexandria Hurley, Allie Burton, and Malin Reynolds. Outstanding achievement. Great job. Next up, we recognize exemplary progress. Someone who's shown a lot of growth, perseverance through all of this. That's what this recognizes in each of these content areas as well. So in the area of 7th grade exemplary progress, we have Titus Eldridge, Lucy Mercer, Haley Eldridge, Brianna Moondog, Jensen Dent, Aiden Linton, Tiana Gray, Emma Kristoff, McKenna Harbeck, Audrey Sparrow, Samantha Carrico, Hannah Bridges, Cooper Kozak, Layla Roll, Braden Bonesteel, and Mariana Hukins. Next, we have social studies. Outstanding achievement in the area of studies. Madison Fleener, Marnie Moore, Addison Seaver, Connor Wallace, Bren Dodson, Zoe T. Meyer, Ruby Wirtz, Luke Holcroft, Desiree Dunn, Carrie Mays, Chloe McCullough, Corinne Nichols, Riley Trumbull, Wilhelmina Thomas, Wesleyan Bonner, Oliver Jones, Keegan Yoakum, Aubrey Luthers, and Alexander Reese. Congratulations. Exemplary progress in the area of social studies. Levi Martin, Chris McCammon, David Beasley, Sophia Thompson, Tim Tom, Kaylee Eldridge, Roberto Francisco, Mason Bowman, Jasmine Jasper, and Judah Wheeler. Congratulations. Next up, mathematics. Outstanding achievement in the area of mathematics. We have Joby Mallory, Emily McCrary, Keegan Rivera, Titus Cross, Ethan Bennett, Audrey Sparrow, Isabella Wild, Madison Saylor, Maxwell Sullivan, Levi Martin, Marnie Moore, Alexander Reese, Connor Wallace, Madison Fleener, Leland Strain, Isaiah Stoltz, Josephine Shepard, Abigail Gonzalez, and Jonah Henry. Congratulations. Exemplary progress in math. Emma Kristoff, Cooper Urban, Melody Rip, Malin Reynolds, Carlos Gonzalez, Haley Shotting, Olivia Sappenfield, Carrie Mays, Kaya Morrison, I apologize if I mispronounced names today, Ruby Martinez, Emily Lytle, Reagan Hunter, Mason Bauman, Brian Strackman, Brian Blackie, Gracie Bowling, and Amy Linton. Congratulations. One other thing I'm going to interject too as we go through these awards, these are A-grade awards, the things that you see up on the table. You're here for 2 years and we learn you and we get to know you and I recognize some bigger accomplishments in 8th grade than we do in 7th grade. There are some pretty, and I think that you guys are going to miss seeing that because I think it's a part of all of this and it gives you something to look forward to next year. We'll talk about some of these here a little bit in athletics. But one of the things we recognize each year is a top student in each of these categories. So those of you that are getting that outstanding achievement, this is something that potentially you could look forward to next year. One student in the entire 8th grade gets an overall, and it's this beautiful little plaque I'm trying to hide things, because they don't know who they are. They don't know that they're going to get this award today, and they get a top honor in the area of language arts and math and science and social studies. So I just wanted to throw that in. That's one of our big awards that we give out to 8th graders. So now we're at science. All you sciencey people. Outstanding achievement in the area of science. Wilhelmina Thomas, Titus Cross, Madison Fleener, Oliver Jones, Emily McCrary, Riley Trumbull, Jonathan McCain, Connor Wallace, Ruby Wirtz, Akaya Elsheed, Alex Myers, Madison Saylor, Skylar Fleener, Keegan Turner McQuinn, and Keegan Rivera. Congratulations. Exemplary progress in the area of science, Andrew Bayless, Adeline Green, Ian Taylor, Matthew Lopez, Tyler Packer, Tiana Bray, Corwin Fuller, Isabella Knight, Lane Height, Elia Evanoff, Gabe Combs, Maylin Reynolds, and Tamara Brooks. Congratulations. All right, we also recognize some of our elective classes, and you have similar awards in each of those classes. So, Outstanding Achievement in 7th grade band goes to Skylar Fleener, Oliver Jones, Madison Spock, and Daniel Barker. Outstanding job. 7th grade exemplary progress goes to Carlos Gonzalez, Ava O'Sullivan, John McCain, Blake Brown. And then we have Jazz Band Exemplary Progress. So this is like a 7th and 8th grade combined group. We have Outstanding Achievement that goes to some of our 8th graders in the jazz band, but we have some exemplary progress, people making great strides in jazz band. Jack Cappy, Joey Hart, Olivia Kroll, Nora Harmony, Lexi Ruska, and Ava O'Sullivan. Congratulations. All right, and then we have choir. Outstanding Achievement in 7th grade choir goes to Emily McCrary, Madison Fleener, Levi Martin, and exemplary progress goes to Alexandra Stacy, Kylie Carroll, and Lee Penny. Congratulations. All right, now we have the Art Awards. 7th grade Outstanding Achievement in the area of art goes to Clay Houston, Olivia Kroll, Rifkin Dillon. Exemplary progress in art goes to Lexi Ray, Reagan Hunter, and Kaylin Gibson. Congratulations. Digital Citizenship. Outstanding Achievement in our Digital Citizenship class. You guys did some digital citizenship, keyboarding, coding, things like that. We have Cayman Babauta, Gracie Bowling, Lauren Barnes, Lucy Mercer, Corinne Nicholas, Madison Fleener, Addison Martin, and Luke Sherry. Outstanding achievement. Exemplary progress goes to Emma Kristoff, Jay Daly, Roberto Francisco, AJ Edwards, Crystal McCammon, David Farner, Emily Eric, and Melody Rich. Intro to Foreign Language. Now next year, some of you have opted to take another foreign language class. We have Spanish, Japanese, and French offered next year, and a lot of you have signed up to take one of those high school credit classes. So this is a good start for you. Outstanding Achievement in Foreign Language. Levi Martin, Addison Machino, Chloe McCullough, Madison Saylor, Sophia Velasquez, Carrie Mays, Connor Wallace, Oliver Jones, Madison Luce, Marnie Moore, Addie Seaver, Isabella Wild, Desiree Dunn, Titus Cross, Corinne Nicholas, and Luke Holcroft. Congratulations. And exemplary progress. You can't harass the teachers. You can't do that. 7th grade exemplary progress goes to Devin Kolkmeyer, Reed Gant, Emma Kristoff, Tiffany Linville, Tim Pham, Drew Bayless, and Rebecca Smith. All right, we've got some PE awards. 7th grade Outstanding Achievement in the area of PE. Addison Bright, Jonah Henry, Aubrey Lugers, Marnie Moore, Abram Moore, Isaiah Tunis, Clayton Holman, William Holcroft, Carrie Mays, and Rose Mahan. Congratulations. Some of you also have earned the 7th grade the Presidential Physical Fitness Award. So I'm going to read off these names as well. Congratulations for this accomplishment. Scarlett Skirvin, Corwin Fuller, Addison Wright, Jasmine Avalos Diaz, Wilhelmina Thomas, Isabella Wild, Bryson Bergman, Samantha Frazier, Keegan Yoakum, Brian Lee, McKenna Harbeck, Jonah Henry, Aubrey Luger, Marty Moore, Bryn Dodson, Isaiah Johnson, Sadie Kruger, Abram Moore, Ava Ott, Addie Seaver, Isaiah Stoltz, Isaiah Tunis, Avery Whitman, Elia Evanoff, Rose Mahan, Luke Sherry, Reagan Hunter, Chloe McCullough, Jackson Wheatley, Casey Mashiria, Mackenzie Patton, and Lauren Barnes. Congratulations! Way to be physically fit. The president would be very proud. And then we had some students who were virtual all year long. You probably know some students who were virtual all year long, and they participated in a program called APEX, which was, those of you who transitioned back into the building can attest, it wasn't easy. Staying home and doing school is not an easy thing. So we have some awards for 2 outstanding 7th graders in the area of APEX, Alex Lynn and Samantha Strait. They're obviously not here, but we're going to give them a round of applause as well. And then we have 4 students who demonstrated exemplary progress through their APEX program. Julia Della Cruz, Taylor Hedger, Bonnie Gazaway, and Isabella Gentry. Round of applause for them. All right, next up, we're going to move into some athletic awards. And I'm going to turn over here in just a minute to Mr. Harris, our athletic director, and he's going to talk to you guys about some of our accomplishments from athletic teams here in just a minute. But first, we need to hear our school song. All right? Here's the thing that you guys probably haven't experienced very often unless you came to events when you were maybe younger. We sometimes have our band play at our athletic events or during a convocation. And when the school song comes on, you have to stand up. So if you would please stand up, and if we could get the lights. All right, you may have a seat. Band members, was that driving you crazy that the claps were off? Yes, right? We probably did that all if you weren't in band, right? Got to keep tempo. All right, so at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Harris.
Awesome job with the fight song. I mean, the clapping was terrible, but other than that, it was really good. It was pretty cool. So, hello, 7th graders. How are you guys? Good? Awesome. All right, so our 2021 school year was a challenging year on so many fronts, especially when it came to athletics. Our coaches and athletes did a fantastic job in staying safe, healthy during their respective sports seasons, and allowed all of our teams to complete their seasons. 7th grade basketball, 7th grade boys basketball, if you guys could stand up, that'd be great. All right, John Wooden once said, "Success comes from knowing that you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming." Our 7th grade team faced some tough competition through the season, but never gave up and made FCMS proud. We look forward to these boys coming back next year as 8th graders. The team was coached by Greg Fisher and Kyle Buchan. Thanks, guys. All right, our 7th grade girls basketball team can stand up. All right, behind all the hours of practice and all the coaches who have pushed her, there's a girl that shot the ball, fell in love with the game, and never looked back. While our girls may have come up short on some games, you can see the love of the game in each of their eyes and their willingness to do and be better. We can't wait to see what these girls will do next year. Our team was coached by Jeff Wright and Michael Pearson. Cross country. Our cross-country team continues to leave our opponents in their dust each and every time, and there is no stopping them. The girls ran their way to another Johnson County and Junior Mid-State Championship, and we are excited to see what our returning runners will do next year. Our team was coached by Mr. Stevenson. Cheerleaders, stand up, cheerleaders. Our cheerleaders did another outstanding job cheering on our football, boys, and girls basketball teams this year. They also attacked the crowd with their flips, tumbles, and occasional dance routine. We look forward to what the next year's cheer squad has in store for us. Our squad was coached by Kelly McCullough. All right, 7th grade football. Okay. Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. That quote by Lou Holtz fits our 7th grade team perfectly, as they fought hard this football season. We look forward to seeing what these boys will do next year. Our team was coached by Charles Hessman, Spencer Hessman, and Mr. Stevenson. Boys golf. Boys golf. Go ahead, stand up, don't be shy, guys. All right. The object of golf is not just to win. It's to play like a gentleman, Phil Mickelson said. These boys gave everything they had, whether it was on the putting green, the driving range, or on the course. We are excited to see what next year's team can do on the green. Our team was coached by Mr. Fisher. Girls golf. Our FCMS girls outdrove, outshipped, and outputted their way to an outstanding season, becoming Johnson County champions as well as Junior Mid-State champions. Excited to see what our returning players will do next year. Our team was coached by Coach Gibson. Boys soccer. When there's effort, attitude, and desire, nothing is impossible. That quote is from the great Lionel Messi and sums up our FCMS boys soccer team perfectly. They left everything on the field, and when you do that, you are successful no matter what the outcome is. We are eagerly waiting to see what next year's team can do. That team is coached by Laura Perry. Girls soccer. Forget the glass slippers. These princesses wear cleats. These girls gave it their all every game. They were as aggressive on offense as they were on defense. These girls had fun on the field, worked together, and learned the value of teamwork. We are eager to see what our players return and see what next season has in store. The team was coached by Coach Pearson. Swimming and diving. Our team puts all the heart, strength, and determination into every race, every dive, at every practice, and at every meet. Our girls once again dominated and are again mid-state champions. We look forward to watching our returning swimmers and divers next year. Our team was coached by Mr. Racino, Mrs. Saunson, and Mr. Stevens. Boys tennis. Our boys experienced a growing year under a new coach, but didn't let that stop them as they continue to play their best throughout the season. We're excited to see what our players can do next year. The team was coached by Mr. Solly. Girls tennis. Our girls dominated all but two of their opponents this year with their quick feet and racket and unparalleled determination to leave it all on the court. They are once again the reigning junior mid-state champions. Super excited to see what the next year's team can accomplish. Our team was coached by Mrs. Alexander. Boys track. Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt said, "Easy is not an option. No days off. Never quit. Be the fearless talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours of work." Although this season hasn't been an easy one for our boys, they didn't give up. They kept coming, trying, and willing their way to being better meet by meet. Isaiah Tunis finished 6th at the state meet in the 2,400 meter run. We look forward to seeing what our boys can do next year. Our team was coached by Chris Schmidberger, Mr. Stevenson, Tevin Lashley, and Jason Weinhorst. Girls track. These girls dominated the track and also the field events, once again becoming junior mid-state conference champions. Ava Ott was an individual junior mid-state champion. Casey Macaria, Cameron Millhouse, Addison Martin, Hannah Stewart, and Kenna Hardebeck were junior mid-state champions with their respective relay teams. Casey Macaria, Cameron Millhouse, Addison Martin also became Johnson County champions with their relay team. Emma Small and Ava Ott finished 4th and 6th place in the state meet in the 2,400 meter run. We can't wait till next season. Our team was coached by Mr. Stevenson, Mr. Stevenson, Mr. Stevenson, and Mr. Rickles. Volleyball. Our 7th grade girls had a great year as they bumped, set, and spiked their way over the competition. We look forward to seeing what these girls can do next year as 8th graders. That team was coached by Mrs. Hukin. Wrestling. Our wrestling team had another awesome year, and once again becoming Johnson County champions with Judah Willer as individual Johnson County champion. Our team completed this season by finishing 3rd in the Junior Mid-State Championship. Eagerly anticipating to see what our wrestlers can do next year. The team was coached by Mr. Hessman, Mr. Stevenson, and Mr. Lugers. Okay. I also want to announce that our girls are Mid-State All-Sport champions. Congratulations. Now I'll give it back to Mrs. Holman. Thanks, guys.
Usually we have more club opportunities than we were able to have this year, but we did here at the end of the year have a few, and I apologize if there are any that I missed. I would like to stand and be recognized. Our student journalism, the news crew, if you are part of that group, will you please stand to be recognized? They did a great job this year navigating our first ever video announcements. Like, we've never had that before. And so they've done a fantastic job figuring out a new studio. I'm very proud of them. If you are part of the Mats for the Homeless or Hammocks for the Homeless Club, will you please stand up? These students worked hard creating some mats and hammocks to be distributed downtown Indianapolis. They did a drive to collect some very needed materials, led by Ms. Tunis to get that downtown. So that was a fantastic club, which I think will be available next year too, so people can be a part of. What about FCA? How many FCA members do we have in here? Please stand up. It's the first year we've had FCA since I've been in this building. So if you participated in FCA, thanks for showing up and having good character and having some fun. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Round of applause. What about our 7th grade STUCO? How many student council members do we have in here? Go ahead and stand up. Nice. Thank you, student council, for your leadership throughout our building. Now, this is something I always like to do, I just like to see. I feel like, as a middle school principal and a former middle school teacher for like ever, that one of the most important things that we can do is find a way to connect and plug into something while we're here at middle school, right? Find something, try new things, like experience stuff. This has been the hardest and weirdest year for us to even encourage you guys to do that because things have been so limited. But man, we had a lot to recognize today. So I would like for anybody who participated in any sport, any athletic team, any club, band, choir, any of those things that we've recognized, to please stand up. I'd like to see. I'm proud of you for stepping out, maybe trying something new. Those of you that are standing up, I want you to raise your hand if you did something this year that was new, that you've never done before. That's outstanding, you guys. Like, that gives me chills. Go ahead and have a seat. This was a hard year to do that, but here's the good news. It's not the last chance. You have an entire second year at middle school, another opportunity to try something, to plug in, to connect, to join a club, to join band, to join choir, to join an athletic team, to be a part of something. It will help you as you move on to high school that next year. So I encourage you greatly to find something as an 8th grader. There are opportunities that are open to anyone. A lot of our athletic teams, you can just join if you want to. So if you want to try to run track, run track. You want to try to throw the shot put, you try to throw the shot put. If you want to run cross country, run cross country. There are a lot of our teams that if you are interested and you try and you show up and you put in effort, you'll be able to be a part of that team. FCA you can join. You don't have to be an athlete. You can go to FCA. Mass for the Homeless I know is open to anybody. So if you're interested, find a way to connect and plug it. It'll make your experience here next year better. It'll make it more normal. It's normal to do stuff in middle school. So it'll be great. All right, so we're going to move on. We've got just a couple of other things that we're going to do. I did want to point out these statues here, these cupheads. These are 8th grade awards based on athletic participation. So those of you who've participated in different sports so far, 6th grade counts, 7th grade counts, and 8th grade counts. And we have 3 levels. There's bronze, silver, and gold. Bronze level, 6 seasons. So 6 different sports, 6 seasons. Silver, you can see they'll get fewer and fewer. Silver is that next set right there. That's 7 seasons for our current 8th grade class. And then gold is all the way down the end. We had 4 8th graders this year who participated in 8+ seasons. So it gives you something else athletes kind of look forward to. We're passing those out during the 8th grade program. Also, I want to recognize one of the other opportunities that 8th graders have. It's cumulative, so it starts in 7th grade, is to be a part of what's called Beta Club, National Junior Beta Club. You've also probably heard maybe of like Honor Society, National Honor Society, they have that in high school. It's a similar thing for middle schoolers, National Junior Beta Club. And you have to have, Miss Albright, 2 semesters of straight A's. So some of you will qualify to be a part of 8th grade Beta Club at the end of this year because you had 2 semesters of straight A's. Our virtual students, our Apex students, that counts, straight A's, 2 semesters. You also have an opportunity to get it 1 more semester next year. So halfway through your 8th grade year to get that 2nd semester if you need it. So that's another award that we give to 8th graders. We also give, how many of you have heard of the SAGE Award? Raise your hand if you've heard of SAGE. It is, in my mind, one of our very, very top honors as 8th grade. It also is something that we give out as seniors in high school. So seniors have an opportunity and 8th graders have an opportunity. And what it stands for is set a good example. There was a student many years ago who was a Franklin High School student who passed away from a really difficult battle with cancer. His dad was a Franklin Community School Corporation Central Office employee. And they started this award to recognize the great person that Daniel Mercer was. And so every year, seniors are recognized and eighth graders are recognized of kids who just set a good example. They set a good example in character, they set a good example in leadership, they set a good example in work ethic, they set a good example in how they treat people. And so that to me is one of the biggest awards that we give out each year. It is decided by teachers, staff in the building, nominate, and then vote on students to be a part of that elite group of students. Students going on to do fantastic things, I have no doubt, because of the heart that they have. We don't do that in 8th or in 7th grade, but we do something different for 7th graders. We have what we call a Compass leadership team. This Compass team is made up of similar characteristics. Students who work hard, who have good work ethic, who have high integrity, who are kind to other people, and show great leadership skills. So I'm going to announce right now the students who have made the Compass leadership team for next school year. Mrs. Anderson is going to pass out these certificates. And this is the only certificate we're passing out because in my mind, the Compass group is like a mini SAGE group. You guys are going to be our SAGEttes going into 8th grade, demonstrating good leadership and setting a good example, and helping. You also were nominated by your teachers and then voted on by your teachers to create this group. That doesn't mean that the students who don't get this award are not great kids. That's not what that means. But something set you apart. Something made you recognized by your teachers, the adults in this building, and your character and your leadership, and we want to recognize that. And then this group will have opportunities next year to meet with admin team, myself, Mr. Carroll, school counselors, to kind of make decisions for our building too. So it's kind of a cool piece that goes along with this. And I want to apologize that there is one name that I do not have a certificate for, and so I'm going to apologize in advance. I noticed that this morning I was not able to get it fixed, so I do apologize. All right, in alphabetical order. Come up, grab your certificate, and then stay up here, please. I'd like to get a picture before they leave. Mallory Abercrombie. Hannah Bridges. Be careful for that cord. I don't want anybody to trip. Addie Bright. Emma Kristoff. Charlie Kramer. Reed Gant. Jonah Henry. Luke Holcroft. Clay Pullman. Aubrey Lugers. Madison Luce. Levi Martin. Carrie Mays. Emily McCrary. Marnie Moore. Abe Moore. Jovi Mowry. Ava Ott. Addie Siebert. Helen Schaff. Aubrey Shepard. Ruth Sherry. Isaiah Schultz. Zoe T. Meyer. Isaiah Tunis. And the certificate I don't have printed is Oliver Jones. Round of applause for the 2022 FCMS Compass Group. I would like to have you guys shift this way, come off behind here, and over in that corner, we're going to take a picture really quickly. Just walk this way, keep walking that way, right over to that corner, we're going to take a picture. As they're kind of getting set, one of the things that comes from the SAGE Award as an 8th grader is we elect an outstanding youth boy and an outstanding youth girl each year. The 8th grader is selected as the recipient of the FCMS Outstanding Youth Award. This award honors the 8th grade girl and boy who best exemplify the qualities that we just discussed: leadership, participation, scholarship, citizenship, friendship, and kindness. Each year we ask the senior girl and boy who won the award when they were in 8th grade to come back and speak to our student body. Since the day that they won, these outstanding youth, these two extremely magnificent humans, have navigated 4 years of high school, and they're now on their way to their next exciting adventure. Of the 8th grade Sage group, 2 students will be selected today, and in 4 years, they're going to get to come back, and they're going to get to speak to the 8th graders, speak to the middle school, which is such a cool tradition. Next year, we will be selecting a top boy and a top girl as well. That is something from this group that we will have next year, which is an awesome opportunity, an awesome honor for those students. So we'll announce that to 8th grade later today, but we are going to listen here in just a second to the seniors from 4 years ago. So they were in your seats 4 years ago, and now they're off to college, and I bet they would tell you it happened in the blink of an eye. So they're going to provide some motivational message to you guys in just a second. I'm going to take a picture. You guys can then sit down, and then we'll get the lights turned off. All right, I think we should be able to see this with the lights still on, so let's check. If not, we'll turn them off.
Hi, middle school students. My name is Ryan Austin. 4 years ago, I received the 8th Grader of the Year award along with Bill Paramount. To the 8th graders, congratulations on graduating middle school. I'm sure you're all excited to move on to high school. And to the 2 8th graders selected for the top 8th Grader of the Year, it's a great honor and tradition to be selected. You should both be proud of yourselves, especially given this school year's circumstances. While I chose to take a different academic and athletic path from the local high school, I've only heard great things, and I'm sure you'll all find success as we move through high school. This past year gave us all some type of challenge. This could have been academically, possibly with your family, and I know many sports seasons were greatly impacted. Everyone had to persevere through something. Everyone also had a choice on how they would deal with this adversity. Life isn't always easy, but how you respond is what shows your true character. I'll give you an example of myself. This past November, I was told I required shoulder surgery from an ice hockey injury. Hockey in school has been my focus for as long as I can remember. Also, all my time and effort has been spent into these 2 things. I was told my season was over, and of course I was completely devastated. A lot have been going good for me recently too, as I was leading the team in points. Academically, I was doing well, and my relationships with the people closest to me were great. After the operation, I was not myself for a while. Mentally, I lost my growth mindset temporarily. I fell behind in school, and relationships with my family and friends were hindered. However, I was able to turn my school around and finish the semester off strong, and I graduated a semester early in December with academic honors. This was a nice relief and good progress for me mentally, which helped me a lot during this time. So far, I've been making solid progress and returned lights in January earlier than expected. Mentally, this was great for me, and I felt a lot more like myself than I had in the past couple of months. A couple weeks later, I had a setback in my recovery, and this was hard on me. I had to persevere through this, which was difficult, but when I was dealt with some adversity, I had a choice that all must make. February went well, and I was making significant progress. Every day I was working hard on recovery, trying to make it back for the playoffs in March, which previously we thought was not possible for me to make it back. I was cleared for the games the day before playoffs, and I was able to go out and help the team. Being able to come back and play with the team for the last games was the greatest feeling I've had. The mentally hard times and the rigorous physical therapy was all worth it to step back on ice with them. This has been my greatest challenge recently, and I'm sure everyone has had a different story from this past year. The main point I want to get across to all of you was you're going to have adversity in your life. Everyone does. It's how you counter that adversity is when you truly see the type of person you are. Do you back down and let it swallow you up, or do you come back and give it everything you got? Do not be afraid to make mistakes along the way. Everyone makes mistakes. Learn from it and continue on. I'd like to personally thank Mrs. Holman for reaching out to me and letting me speak to you all. Hope everyone has a safe and fun summer and success wherever life takes you. Once again, congratulations to all.
So like I said, it seems like just yesterday that he was here. Next up is senior Liv Paramore.
Hello classes of 2025 and 2026. My name is Liv Paramore, and while I'm a graduating senior, not long ago I was in the same position that you are now, eager and anxious for freshman year. While in your shoes, I had no idea what the future would look like. I did know 3 things. I wanted to stay focused, pursue my passions, and have fun along the way. I'm grateful to say that these goals have given me the opportunity to travel to Savannah, Georgia, and attend Savannah College for a time. There I will study architecture and play for their golf team. My time at FCHS gave me an opportunity to attend and play for my dream school. Because of this, I'm excited to share a few things that FCHS has taught me. Today I will discuss discipline, self-worth, and academic opportunities. The world we are living in currently seems to have a quick fix for everything. However, there is not a quick fix for discipline. Your next step into high school presents a choice. You can use the next 4 years to create a foundation of discipline that will last a lifetime, or you can settle for never knowing what you are fully capable of. While I don't have the highest GPA or SAT in my class, I never have to rely on motivation to finish a task. It is perfectly normal to not feel like finishing an assignment, studying for a test, going to practice, or even supporting a friend. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline will carry you through these moments. If you adopt the instinct to complete what needs to be done, I promise that you will feel as confident as I do for your future endeavors. Next, in light of everyone growing up in the age of social media, I want to address an issue many of you may be experiencing. In 2018, I read a quote from Angelina Jolie in an Elle magazine. She said, "I tell my daughters, what sets you apart is what you are willing to do for others. Anyone can put on a dress and makeup. It's your mind that will define you." I immediately cut that out and it has hung on my wall ever since. That quote allows me to redirect myself when I'm questioning the way people perceive me, my appearance, or my worth. As you grow up in a world where everyone is striving for physical perfection, remember this. It is how you use your talent and gifts to make the world a better place that really matters. Lastly, Franklin Community High School will give you the foundation that you need to be successful in the future if you take advantage of the opportunities it provides. SCHS presents some incredible classes. Some examples of my favorite classes that are outside of the normal college prep classes were manufacturing and enterprise. In both of these classes, I learned to use power tools and construct things that I otherwise would have never been exposed to. I also was the only female in them, which took me out of my comfort zone and gave me a new sense of confidence. This will serve me well in the male-dominated world of architecture. FCHS also offers a wide variety of clubs and sports. I encourage you to join a club like Riley Dance Marathon that leaves a lasting impact. Strive to help others, develop your craft to the best of your ability, whether you play sports, an instrument, video games, or you're an artist. Remember that you will become the people that you are around. Surround yourself with people who let their minds define them. Lift your friends up and celebrate their differences. Recognize their accomplishments and seek friends who do the same for you. I wish you much success and happiness in your high school experience. Enjoy every moment and make the most of it because it goes fast.
It sure does. It goes fast. So, just to kind of sum up a couple of the things that I feel like they, in their message, working hard through adversity, having a positive outlook, making good choices, not even just good choices, but that your choices impact you. You have a choice every day how you look at things, whether you see the beauty in something or you see something as a challenge and you're going to overcome it, or whether you see it as an obstacle that you can't get past. So choices, and just getting plugged in and doing things and being kind to people. So just very similar messages from both of them. Next year, you'll have an opportunity to hear another senior speaker. And in 4 years, 2 of you will be coming back to address the 8th grade class, which is kind of cool. I love that tradition. All right, so the last thing, and I don't know that we'll turn the lights off for this one, but we have one final performance from our band, and they did some, at their concert this year, they did some Disney songs, and I felt like it was very appropriate for us to end by listening to Beauty and the Beast, because I feel like there's a message there that's so similar to what we're talking about, right? How you see something kind of impacts, right? Like how you look at it and your perspective and finding the beauty in things and seeing the positive. So we're going to end, and then I'm going to have one final message, and then we'll be finished for today. As we close today, I'd like to take just a minute and say thank you. I will forever remember the classes of 2025 and 2026 and all that we have thrived through together. There are some pretty amazing seventh graders sitting here before us, just ready to become some pretty amazing eighth graders, ready to be leaders in our building next year. This year has been weird, and I'm very hopeful that next year will be a little bit more normal. My challenge to you is to come back next year ready to try new things, to get involved, to be courageous, to connect with each other, connect with your new teachers, hopefully go to dances and games and social events, and enjoy every minute of your eighth grade year because it goes by in a blink. We'll be sitting here handing out Sage and Beta and these cool eighth grade athletic awards before you know it. So take some time this summer to reset before we come back next year as eighth graders. All right? Okay. Congratulations to all of our students who received an award today, and also to those of you who may not walk away with something today, but know that the growth and the experiences that we've had this year have been impactful and have shaped all of us.